There's something beneath your feet right now. Something massive. Something that's been there for millions of years. And you can actually hear it moving through the soil. We dive deep into the strangest, most incredible creatures on this planet that most people have never heard of. And today? Today we're talking about something that will make you rethink everything you know about what lives underneath you. We're talking about something so massive, so rare, so completely weird that when scientists first documented it, people thought they were making it up. I'm serious. This creature exists in one place on Earth. One single place. And it's disappearing. Probably dying out as we speak. But before it vanishes forever, you need to know about it. Because this thing is a reminder that our planet still has secrets we haven't discovered. So if you're curious about the weird, the rare, and the absolutely mind-bending creatures that share this world with us, hit that subscribe button. Because there's a lot more coming. Now let's dive in. Imagine you're a farmer in Australia. Southeastern Australia, in a place called Gippsland, Victoria. You're working your land, you know every inch of it. You've worked it your whole life. And then one day, you hear something strange. A sound coming from the ground beneath your feet. Not a subtle sound, not something you have to strain to hear. A loud, wet, squelching sound. Like something massive is moving through the soil, displacing water, creating pressure. You'd think you were going crazy, right? But you're not. You're hearing one of the rarest, strangest creatures on Earth moving beneath you. And it's called the Giant Gippsland Earthworm. Now, before you think it's just a worm, let me stop you right there. This isn't like the earthworms in your garden. This isn't a creature you can break in half and have two worms. This is something else entirely. Something prehistoric feeling. The Giant Gippsland Earthworm can grow up to 10 feet long. That's not a typo. Not an exaggeration. 10 feet. Imagine a creature that long, living beneath your soil. Moving through the mud, displacing earth and water as it goes. Most earthworms? They're a couple inches, maybe 6 inches if you find a big one. This thing? It's longer than a human is tall. It can weigh up to 1 pound. 1 pound. That's a worm that weighs as much as a can of soda. A worm. Can you imagine digging into your garden and finding something that weighs a pound squirming in your hands? Most people would scream, and that weight isn't because it's fat. It's because of the density of its body. The thickness. This worm is thick, as thick as a man's thumb. When it moves through the soil, it doesn't just wiggle. It creates actual tunnels. Massive tunnels that you could potentially fit your hand into. Let's talk about that sound. Because this is where it gets genuinely creepy. Scientists have actually recorded the Giant Gippsland Earthworm moving, and the sound is, well, it's unsettling. It's a loud, wet, squelching noise. Like mud being forced through a narrow space. It's so loud that farmers have reported hearing it from above the ground. You're standing on the surface. And you can hear something the size of your body moving through the mud beneath you. Imagine that you're in your garden. It's quiet, peaceful. And then you hear it. That wet, muscular sound. Squelch. Coming from underneath. Getting louder. Getting closer. You don't know what it is. You can't see it. But you can hear it. That's the experience of living in Gippsland if you're lucky enough to encounter one. And frankly, it's terrifying. Here's what you really need to know about the Giant Gippsland Earthworm. It's one of the rarest creatures on this planet. It lives in one location. A small area in southeastern Australia called the Gippsland region of Victoria. Not just Australia. Not just southeastern Australia. One small region. It's found nowhere else on Earth. And here's where it gets dark. It's dying out. Scientists estimate there are only a few hundred, maybe a few thousand left alive. We don't actually know because they live underground. Because they're so rare that we've barely studied them. In fact, we know less about the Giant Gippsland Earthworm than we know about creatures living on the bottom of the ocean. It's that unknown, that undocumented. The Giant Gippsland Earthworm needs very specific conditions to survive. It needs moist soil, really moist, like constantly damp conditions. It needs the right temperature, the right pH balance, the right mix of microorganisms in the soil. And most importantly, it needs undisturbed land. But humans are disturbing the land, farming, deforestation, climate change making the soil drier, pollution running into the groundwater. Every single one of these things is destructive to the Gippsland Earthworm's ecosystem. Here's the heartbreaking part. We don't even have a plan to save it. There's no captive breeding program, no protected habitat. No massive conservation effort. Because most people don't even know it exists. How do you save something when the world doesn't even know you're losing it? It's like the most tragic disappearing act in the natural world is happening right now, and the audience is empty. You might think, okay, so a worm is dying out. There are millions of species. Why does this one matter? But here's why it matters. The Giant Gippsland Earthworm is a living fossil. It's been around for millions of years. It survived ice ages. It survived the extinction event that killed the dinosaurs. It's one of the last surviving representatives of an ancient lineage of earthworms. When it dies out, we're losing a direct connection to Earth's prehistoric past. But there's something deeper too. This worm is a canary in the coal mine. Its disappearance is telling us something about our world, about climate change, about habitat destruction, about how we're fundamentally altering ecosystems in ways we don't fully understand. The Gippsland Earthworm isn't just dying because of one thing. It's dying because of everything we're doing to the planet. And when it's gone, something sacred will be gone with it. A piece of Earth's ancient history, lost forever. What's incredible is how little we actually know about this creature. We don't know its full life cycle. We don't know how it reproduces. We don't know if it has natural predators. We don't know what sounds it makes beyond the squelching. Does it communicate? Does it sing? We don't know if it's intelligent in any way. Does it have preferences? Can it learn? Scientists have barely scratched the surface. It's like we have this massive creature living beneath our feet, and we know less about it than we know about bacteria on Mars. And by the time we decide to really study it, it might be extinct. That's the tragedy. Not just that we're losing it, but that we're losing it without even understanding it first. Now here's what I want you to think about. This creature has survived for millions of years, ice ages. Meteor strikes. Every catastrophic event our planet has thrown at it. But it can't survive us. Not because we're hunting it. Not because we're directly killing it. But because we're changing its world so fundamentally that it simply can't adapt fast enough. The question I want you to sit with is this. If the Giant Gippsland Earthworm, a creature that's been alive longer than most species, a creature that's survived everything nature has thrown at it. If this creature can't survive what we're doing to the planet, what does that say about us? What does that say about our civilization's impact on this world? And maybe more importantly, what are we losing that we don't even know about? How many other creatures right now are disappearing without us ever knowing they existed? I know that's heavy. I know that's not easy to sit with, but this is why this channel exists. To bring you these stories. The stories of creatures most people will never know about. The stories of the hidden world beneath our feet. Because if we're going to save anything, we first have to know it exists. So if you care about these stories, if you care about the weird, the rare, the endangered creatures that our planet is quietly losing, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell. Not just so you see the next video, but because by subscribing, you're saying, I want to know about these creatures. I want to understand the world better. And trust me, there are so many more stories like this one. Before you go, I want you to comment. What would you do if you discovered something living beneath your feet? Something that's been there for millions of years. Something that most people don't even know exists? Would you try to save it? Would you try to study it? Or would you keep it a secret? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one, and thank you. Thank you for caring about the creatures that live in the shadows. The creatures that make our world strange and beautiful and worth protecting. 10 feet of Earth's history. Moving beneath your feet. Disappearing without a sound.